This is Sherry again, and I am back for my 10th and 11th pregnancy update week. So, I'm trying a bit of a new camera angle today because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit of a beginner in the vlogging. And quite frankly, normally I do these in the morning, and today I'm doing it in the evening, and I feel like not as confident about my angles and shapes. So I am trying it with my cell phone because my normal computer wasn't picking up the light so good, and we'll see how it goes. So last we left off, it was my, I went over my 8th and 9th week and shared my last pregnancy ultrasound. And so now we're picking up in the 10th week. I am 12 weeks and 2 days today because I wanted to film it earlier, but it just didn't work out that way. Friday was the day of my appointment and I wanted to video it that day, but unfortunately I had a lot of work to do, so I couldn't, and Saturday was just a super busy day, so let's get right into things. So I made a list of some things for each one of the weeks that I thought would be nice to go over, and yeah, we'll just get started. So for the 10th week, some of the things that stood out is that I borrowed my friend's fetal Doppler, and I think I talked about this in my last video. And when I first got it, I had tried to use it and couldn't find the heartbeat. And I told myself that because I wasn't so aware of potential risks of the fetal Doppler, or more so, I've heard mixed reviews. So my mom was giving me some of the negative reviews and how it could be dangerous, but I'd mostly heard that it's okay. But I figured I would only try it every couple of days and that I would try it for a short amount of time. So I tried it for, I think, like 3 or 4 minutes the first time, couldn't find anything, turned it off and stopped. And so then on exactly 10 weeks, the day that I actually had, that I was home, I tried my fetal Doppler and I found the heartbeat. So that was super exciting because, I don't know, I always just get impatient and nervous and scared in between appointments. So I had a doctor's appointment at 8 weeks exactly, and then I had another doctor's appointment at 11 weeks. So there's 3 weeks in between. And I know that I'm particularly lucky with getting lots of ultrasounds because, again, I am in Austria, so I'm not in America, and it's a little bit different over here, and my specific doctor gives me an ultrasound every time I see her. So at 10 weeks, I heard the heartbeat and felt very reassured and only had 1 more week until I met with my doctor. So another thing, looking back at my 8 and 9 week video, at the end of that video, I showed my bump, which of course is just more so bloating and all of these things. But I really felt like I was getting fat and specifically thick in the middle. But when I rewatched the video of my bump, it wasn't so bad. So actually that also made me feel pretty good. And then in the 10th week, I think in general, I just was feeling pretty good. I think throughout the whole pregnancy so far, I've been feeling super happy, just lucky, happy, definitely scared and nervous on the side, but just not even a little bit depressed or sad, just super, super happy. And I mean, I don't really I don't really feel depressed often, but I do get anxiety over work or, just stress myself out over nothing. And I don't know, I've just been feeling super happy and excited. And always felt like this, I had this feeling that I was nervous because I know a lot of times there can be problems in the first trimester, but in general, I just felt like everything was gonna work out, and I think this was a very nice feeling in the 10th week. And also in the 10th week, I had talked to my boss about working 1 day from home for at least my first trimester and at the beginning of my second trimester. Again, I live in Austria, so we're lucky. We're really lucky with maternity leave. Once you tell your work, and you have to, near the beginning, you are completely protected. they, by law, are supposed to have a couch for you at work to lay down. My job doesn't have one, but part of this is there's a lot of leverage for calling out sick. This is okay. I mean, I've taken one sick day during my pregnancy so far. And so I asked to work from home just so I can have one day a week where when I feel super sick, I can relax. Also in my 10th week, I think I started to feel better in the morning and then like gradually go downhill around like 11 o'clock. So in the morning I could like force feed myself something. Well, I didn't even have to force feed myself. That was good. Is that I just felt good. So I can drink a smoothie or eat something healthy, yogurt, cashew yogurt with fruit and protein and hemp hearts and flax seeds. And so, but by 11 I started to go downhill, and like every day at work, it is like a struggle around 1. And then at 3, I really hit a wall and have to put my head down, and I really don't feel good. So having that one day to work from home a week really just gives me a break. And instead of taking just like a normal lunch break, I can take a lunch nap. And also too, I have a lot of doctor's appointments or things that I have to do. So having it coincide with the day that I choose to work from home is always good. So that was really good. I mean, even though I'm living in a country where people are very forgiving of being pregnant and very like allowing, and the maternity leave is fantastic. I am still American, and so I have like this nervousness about like asking for any time off or taking a sick day. And so like I was stressed like sending the email, but it all worked out well. So, and the last thing is that I got a care package. So I guess I got a care package, I think the last day that I filmed. So it was like the first day of my 10th week. And so I brought the stuff. So I also got 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese, Annie's macaroni and cheese. I think I almost ate them too early because I still really wasn't feeling good. And so I don't think I necessarily got to enjoy them like all the way because I still don't enjoy food so much, and that's like starting to get better, but we'll get to that. But I ate them right away, so I can't show that. But for my nursery, if either way, I really want a hippo theme because I think hippos are so sweet, just like super chubby hippos, purple if it's a girl, and then if it's a boy, kind of like blue tones and gray hippos. But if it's a girl too, I really like unicorns. And like I explained to my sister that I really want like fat animals because I think that they're really sweet. And so my older sister sent me this super chubby unicorn piggy bank, and I love it. She said it's unisex because it's white, and I think that we're gonna go with that. So even if it's a boy, then it's gonna find its way in there. A little fat unicorn stuffed animal also will be in there. A little sweet. These are puffkins. And I find them, I just love their shape. And there's a little lamb and it's blue, so either way it's good. And then, because I love hippos, these are like hippo bibs. And then my little sister sent me this Bump for Joy pregnancy journal. So I have already started in it. I figured that I have to print out more things because it asks for you to put a lot of pictures, including like pictures of you when you're a baby, your husband when he was a baby. And so I have to do a little bit of work around that, but I am starting to work my way through it. I need to keep up with it so that I don't miss anything, but I really love this. I really love the idea of a pregnancy journal. And then too, just because I haven't showed them yet, my really good friend here in Vienna, she's Spanish and she's pregnant with her second baby, and she's married to an Austrian too. So we're both expats married to Austrians, and she's just like, I mean, one of the most amazing friends anyways ever. But she also was the first person to give us a baby gift, which was really sweet. So she gave us these pacifiers, and they're also like non-gender specific, and they're ones that she really likes, and so that like means a lot to me. And then this sweet little bunny. And so we've started to collect just like little sweet things, and I have in the room that's going to be the baby's room that right now has closets and a couch in it, I've made a little spot for baby stuff. So anyways, that was super, super nice. And then that brings me to my last topic, which is that my mom had gotten me the sneak peek gender reveal test. And so she sent it in this care package. And this goes into the next week as well, but I ended up trying to take the sneak peek gender reveal test. And number one, that was super difficult. You have to like clean the spot, clean your hands, do all the things, and that was fine. But for me, the part that was super hard was the actual like blood collection. So I pricked my finger. It took forever, the squeezing, all the pricking. It really hurt too. So I like pricked like 3 spots on 2 fingers, and it took me, I had to prick another hole, and then it took me probably almost like 7 to 10 minutes to collect the blood, and you're supposed to collect it in 3 minutes. I'm not sure if that was my problem. And then that day I priority mailed it to the US, and it took over 3 days. Then it had to get sent into the lab, and so I was super excited to get results, just any information, even though I wasn't going to really rely on it. And of course I got an email saying that the sample wasn't good enough, and so I couldn't get my results. So maybe I tried to get a refund, because technically I followed all the rules and wasn't able to get the information, but we shall see. So that was a bit of a disappointment. Anyways, on to, so at the end of the 10th week, I had my 11-week appointment. So as a reminder, this is what baby looked like at 8 weeks. I have to make sure I can see it, yeah. So this is what baby looked like at 8 weeks. And then we went back at 11 weeks, like on the day, 11 weeks, 0 days. And baby was a baby. It was fantastic. So the picture looks like this. The head is here, there's an ear, there's 2 hands, there's a body, and then you can't really see it here, but these are actually, you can see the knees here, and then the feet. And the baby was moving its arms and its elbows, and moving its legs and its knees, and like moving its whole body. It was just so exciting because the difference between 8 weeks and 11 weeks was startling. Also, that appointment, my doctor was a little bit friendlier, so that was a win. And she answered all my questions. We made some jokes. She laughed at my jokes. So we're making some progress there. So now into the 11th week. I think that when I talk about the 11th week and my symptoms, I didn't feel better, like much better, but I could just see that the end is near, because as far as my nausea. So again, like into the 11th week, I'm okay in the morning, I'm working out again, I'm running again. So where I used to like every morning run a 5K every other morning, now I'm running like 2 miles comfortably, walking a little bit more. So like walking the rest and then starting my day. And like those days, like I'm super tired afterwards, and sometimes I take the elevator at work, but still it's just the fact that I'm doing it. And then I do like an arm workout one day, I tried to throw in squats the other day, so I'm actually starting to work out again. And then the 11th week, I enjoyed some food. I didn't crave anything, but I enjoyed some food. One night I got sushi, so of course like completely baby safe sushi. We're talking like chicken tempura, or shrimp tempura, and egg and onion and avocado and cucumber, but with like really sweet sauce. It's really good. But completely baby safe sushi, cooked sushi, no bad stuff. And it was good. And also like some snacks. We went to the mall yesterday, and I had like Cinnabon, and it was very good. I'm like rediscovering my sweet tooth, so I see it getting better. Also, I got really stressed at work this week, and I felt like I had to like lay down the law with my boss, because we have this big meeting coming up, and it's always a super stress point, and this like hurry up and go and last minute deadlines. And I've always been able to do that at work, and my work is really chaotic. I'm a finance manager, and people aren't so finance minded, and so there's been some crazy situations, and I've always dealt with it, and I feel like had like super high work ethic, but they started giving me crazy deadlines and putting just other people's work on me. And I had to push back, and I had to send an email to my boss, like mentioning several times that I am pregnant and I can't take on the same stress level and short deadlines, and it's actually illegal for me to work overtime now. So again, I'm sorry if you're watching this in America and you're pregnant and you don't have the same standards and rights, but I feel like I have to take advantage of that here, because I'm the kind of person that can really easily stress out about things, especially about work. And like, my priority is now the baby, being pregnant, and so I'm refusing to take on that extra stress. Also this week, We had visitors, so a friend from America from mine came to visit. So a friend of mine I used to work with, his mom, and then like a girl that he's seeing from another country came to visit, and this was super nice. I mean, I have to tell you, sometimes just to be around like Americans, I love Austrians, I love everyone from every place here, and just like finding nice people is always super great, but just like super friendly Americans, and like he's like the nicest person ever, and I met his mom for the first time, and she's like the absolute nicest person ever, and it was so nice. It was just nice for my soul. And it's also nice because I told him I was pregnant, and so I got to like talk about my pregnancy, and the sweet mom was such a like sweet mom and wanted to know all the things, and it was just really great. That the evening that like I saw them, we went out at the fort and my husband came along and we talked a little bit about pregnancy, and she scared me a little bit because she was a doula, and she started talking about natural birth and how natural birth is the best, and women used to like squat in potato fields to have babies, and like I think my face got really serious because everyone was drinking except for me, and like we were having a great time talking about funny things, and all of a sudden it got really real because we were talking about like scary things. So that caused me to like get a couple books about birth and stuff. I mean, I still am completely open to having an epidural and medicated birth, and I'm fine with that. I mean, not like drugs or anything like that, like heavy pain medication, but just like an epidural. I was looking forward to that, but we shall see. And the other thing we were working on this week was redoing the room that currently is the closet room and will be the baby's room. So we were looking at some stuff there, and I guess then other than that, then I can show some pictures from the other baby appointment we had. So excuse me, I left them over here. So we had our NT scan, so the nuchal translucency scan, if I pronounce that wrong, I'm sorry. And baby was a baby, and we got sideways photos because the first time they took the like down angle and we missed all the cool things that you could see in the last picture. And so here's baby. And you can't see it in the printout because it's shiny, but you can see baby's hand waving. There's baby's head. There's another picture of baby's head. And it was great. This was the first doctor's appointment we had at our hospital. And it was really reassuring because the hospital just got renovated, and we got to be in the part that's renovated, because before we were being in the part that the registration office was in the still being renovated section, so it just didn't look as nice. But this time we were in the nice section, and the doctors that did the NT scan, she was super friendly. I mean, completely open to speaking English with me right away, and just so nice. I mean, at one point she was like, "Oh, the baby waved, did you see that?" And I was like, "No, I was looking at my husband for a second." And so she like rewinded it. She's like, "Look, there, it's waving." So it's just really sweet. She went completely from head to toe, said that the space behind the neck was super small, so like very healthy range. And she said that it had a nose bone, and so this was what they used to rule out that there's a large chance that the baby could have Down syndrome. And so then we also had a blood test, and we added a blood test. And so even though the chances were pretty low, the NT scan is 75% accurate, the blood test raises it to 90, and so we'll wait for our results for that. But it was just a really nice experience. I got a CD-ROM with our DVD with pictures, with 16 other pictures of the baby. And during the appointment, because I was really upset about I was disappointed about the sneak peek, at the end of the appointment, the other woman in the room, so I don't really know what her qualifications were, she was like, "Yeah, do you have a feeling about the baby?" And I said, "Well, I think girl, but I always thought girl because I'm one of 3 sisters. I know girls, I love girls, I want a girl." I mean, of course, I would be super happy with a boy, and I just want to know the gender so that I can like know more about my baby. But I said, "Yeah, I have a feeling girl, but it's a 50-50 shot." And she said that from the scan, she thought that that would be her guess, but who knows what she's basing that on. They spent time between the legs, but I mean, we're talking about teeny tiny legs, so who knows. And our next doctor's appointment, it will be at 15 weeks. So we shall see. Oh, one last thing, because this was technically in the 11th week. I had woken up on Thursday, and not to be too graphic, but I had like a full stomach, full bladder, you know, when you wake up and, you know, you just feel full, of course. And I had been laying on my left side because I heard that was the safe side. And I rolled on my back. And just out of curiosity, I looked down at my stomach. And I might insert the picture here, but there was a very clear little alien bump. And I could tell it wasn't just like my fat or my bloated stomach from whatever I ate the night before, because it was like off-centered, a little low, and there was like a little peak, so like below my belly button to the right. And it was just super cool because I felt like I could see the baby. So I really look forward to seeing a baby bump. And I guess on that note, I will show my baby bump. Bear with me because I feel a little insecure right now because, again, my mother-in-law came over today and I made salmon and rice and pineapple cheesecake, so I'm full. So I'm not sure if I want to like pull down my leggings, but this is my baby bump. So it's getting a little bit bigger, and again, this is like a food baby bump. But yeah, so from the front, my mother-in-law said that I looked good today and that she could just see a little bit of my stomach, so I said, I will take that. Okay, so that brings me to the end, and I guess next week I'll do the 12-week update, since now I'm in my 12th week, and I saved some weekend stuff for next time. Okay, well, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and bye.